Hey there, team. So I put together a little session here, a little stretch session. Um, Kind of some of my favourites, given the fact that myself I've had some shoulder issues, some lower back pain, lower back issues. So here's some stuff that you'll find within yoga classes, stuff that I've done in the past. Um, so yeah, come and join me. Um, Listen to your bodies. Don't work too hard. But you may find this helps to ease up your back. You can use this in the morning when you wake up, before you go to bed, or just during the day. Find if you're finding, what with this lockdown, you need to kind of break away from other people, then this might keep you sane. So let's give this a go. So we're sitting comfortably. You can sit on a cushion, sit on a block, just sit comfortably, just to prepare the mind, the body. Focusing on your breathing. And let's stretch out on the mat, lengthen out. Stretch out the arms overhead, stretch the legs away from the body. Just take one knee in towards your chest. And as you breathe out, pull your knee towards your chest, your forehead towards your knee. Doing the same on the other side. Let's flow with the breath. So as you breathe out, knee to chest, head to knee. So do the same on this side. Again, forehead. But we're going to stay with this leg. So this time we're going to take one eye socket, look at the knee. So we're going to look down the inner side, inside edge of the leg. And returning. And then doing the same with the other eye socket, looking through the knee. So like the eye, you're looking down the outside edge of your leg. Extending arms out. Let's repeat the same. As you breathe out, knee in, forehead to knee. And then one eye socket, then the other. So you might start by looking down the outside edge as your inner eye comes to the knee. Switching eye socket, but same knee. Thinking about it like you're trying to look through your kneecap itself. Extending the arms out, relaxing down. Then we tuck one knee in towards the chest, then the other. I'm going to ease the legs down to one side. Keep your knees quite close to the chest, heels close to the back side, knees quite close together. Switching from one side to the next. Using the top arm just to add a little weight to your legs if you need to. If you're a little stiff, you'll find a little assistance with the upper hand just to ease those knees down to the mat, whilst you keep, as best you can, both shoulders on the ground. As you work through this, you'll find the body starts to accept it, your body starts to move further. So we stretch the legs out, we stretch out the arms, lengthen back out. And again, we're going to tuck one knee in, again interlacing fingers, knee to head. And then again with one eye socket, and again the other. So notice, hopefully working with your breath, switching sides, and again interlacing fingers, firstly forehead as you breathe out, knee to chest, head to knee, and then one eye socket, and then the next. So in on the out breath, and then returning to the floor on the in breath. Working within your limitations. We're then going to raise the upper body off the ground, so arms ahead, stretching up. We're then going to add in a leg. We're going to raise one leg. Switching side, breath out as you raise up. And if you're capable, able, we're then going to bring it up even higher, bring the leg higher, bring the body higher, bring yourself into a seated position. And returning down on the in breath. So out breath, opposite side, so switching legs. In breath, lowering down. So flowing with the breath. Breath takes about 5 seconds. You may want to practice on the breathing. The in breath, the out breath. So out breath we raise. And in breath we lower. And notice as your lower back touches the floor on the way up, Just before you bring yourself into a seated position on the way back down, the lower back touches first, rolling through the spine. Rest down here. Just tuck one knee in, second knee in. So again, we're going to take the legs out to one side again. Top hand comes on top of the knee. This time we're going to stay. And again, return back up. Do the same on the other side. Again, pausing in place. And return back up. Good. So again, to the first side. So pausing in place, just briefly, and then returning back up. So noticing as we work through this, the lower back starts to ease up. The body starts to accept movements more. Let's rest the feet back down on the floor, hip width apart with the feet. So we're going to press into shoulder bridge. So just pressing the feet into the ground, raising the body. Just focus again on your breathing, in through the nose if you can, out through the nose. Just notice the air passing through the nose and into your lungs. How maybe even your tummy inflates slightly as you breathe in. But breathing out, let's lower back down. Stretch out the legs, stretch out the arms, lengthen out. And again, we're raising back up, seated position. Straight leg, so you're coming up as far as is capable for you. Don't be too competitive with other people. Sometimes we're a little bit competitive with ourselves, but don't overwork it, don't overdo it. Remember, as you continue to do this, as you work through these exercises, you will naturally get stronger, more flexible. The more you do it, the easier it gets. Remembering breathing in on the lower, breathing out as you raise up. Leg is straight, long and lengthened. And resting. Again, tuck one knee in, second knee in. And again out to the side with legs. This time we're going to extend out the top leg. Taking a hold of that top knee with a hand. And this time progressively stretching out further. So one arm stretches one way. Bring the knees back in the center. Let's do the same on the other side, extending out your top leg. Grab hold of the top leg with the other hand. And as you breathe out, allow your body to twist further. Your foot stretches out one way, your hand stretches the other. So with each out breath, you may find you go just a bit further. Again, bring the knees back in. Just do the same again on your first side. You'll notice a progression now. You'll notice perhaps you go a little bit further. So as you breathe out, on the out breath, stretch that hand out further, lengthen. Notice how your shoulder drops closer to the ground, the arm stretches further out. And again, bring that knee back in, switching sides. And again, with each out breath, stretching further, allowing with each out breath just a little bit of progression. Bring those knees back in. Let's give the knees a bit of a hug, so wrap the hands around or arms around the legs, check in with the neck where need to. And we'll bring the legs down to the floor into what you might know as butterfly wings, or what I call butterfly wings. Just a place to rest. Now, if you do get kind of lower back pain, you may find this position is quite nice whilst laying on your back. Nice place to rest the back. Let's bring those feet back in. Again, let's tuck those knees in. We're going to take one hand on one knee, second hand on the second knee. We're going to circle the hip joints, open up the hip joints, and allow the body to come up as the arms straighten. Make nice big circles, assisting the circle with the hand. So the hand's adding a little weight as you open out. So we're going to go 3 in one direction and then 3 in the other direction. So when the knees join together, we then part them and reverse back the other way. So we're rolling through the spine, but we're also opening up the hips, adding a bit of resistance. Well, not necessarily resistance, but a little pressure, just to help the circles grow larger. And then we're going to rock from side to side. And then raise the body up, create a ball shape. As you gently rock forward and back. So try not to use your legs to thrust yourself forward. Keeping a nice tight ball. Bring yourself into a seated position, and we'll swing ourselves round into tabletop position. So we're going to bring ourselves into a tabletop position, and then what I tend to term as a kind of child twist. You've got the toes together, knees wide, and on the in breath we open out, look at the sky and twist through the spine. Hands are in the center of the mat. So the in breath we raise up, look at the sky. Shoulder stays away from the ear. The out breath brings us back down. Now the hand that stays on the floor, think about the shoulder on the arm. Make sure the shoulder stays away from the ear. That way you stabilize the shoulder. It's a far, far more comfortable position for the shoulder that you're resting on. You'll know this quite particularly if you have shoulder issues. You'll notice if you stabilize the shoulder as you work, you'll feel less pain, less discomfort. So resting back down, hands shoulder width apart, knees hip width apart. So we're going to rock from side to side, but we're going to allow the hips and the shoulders to go out of sync. So we're going to rest there in the center. We're going to breathe in, look up, tuck the toes under into cow. Breathe out into cat. And again, breathe in cow, looking up, toes tuck under. Breathe out cat. Arch the back, tuck away the tail, tuck away the head. Again, breathe in cow. This time we're going to bring one leg forward. So you might want to bring your right leg forward. We're going to sink into a lower lunge, your back leg is straight. We're going to take the top arm, or if you've got right leg forward, it's the right hand forward. And gently rock forward and back. As you do this, allow your body to sink down lower than your front leg. So as you rock forward and back, your hips start to open out. But we're going to return back to a tabletop position. Hands shoulder width apart. So breathe into cow. We're going to step the second leg forward. Extend out through the back leg. So you've got then the other hand forward. Same as before. Rocking forward and back. Again, allowing your body to sink lower than your front leg. I'm going to rest there, take the knee to the ground, back into your tabletop position. Breathe in cow, out breath cat. Again, we're going to bring those toes together, knees wide. Again, bring the hands in the center of the mat. Again, breathe in, open out. This time we're staying in place. We're going to take that top arm, reach around the back. Right, and your lower shoulder's away from your ear, but you're going to lower your ear down to that shoulder. Whilst you stay here, with each out breath, allowing your body to open out more, turning out to the side more. Switching again back to the other side. The arm comes in behind. Again, remember shoulder away from ear, especially the one you're resting on. Allowing your ear to sink down to your lower shoulder. Returning back to center. Find again your tabletop position, hands shoulder width apart, knees hip width apart. Breathe in cow. Again, stepping your first leg forward. Good. Reposition the hand underneath the shoulder, and again we're going to add in the twist, raising the arm up on the in-breath. Take the hand behind you, and again twisting. Now think about lengthening the crown of your head away from your outstretched leg. Lengthen. Draw a straight line through your head, down through your spine, through that outstretched leg, but also twisting, opening out. Kind of listen to your body. But returning now back to tabletop, ready to do the same on the other side. Breathe in cow. So second leg steps forward. Again, extend your back leg, reposition, hand underneath shoulder on the floor, stabilize your shoulder, and then raise the arm up. Take the hand in behind you. So same again, drawing that straight line through the head, through the spine, through the outstretched leg. So lengthen the body, stretching the heel away from you, stretching back, but twisting, opening too. But remember, stabilize the shoulder. Again, let's return back to that tabletop position. Knees to floor. Breathe in, cow. Arch, lower the back. I'm going to press into down dog, pressing the heels into the ground. Press your hips away from your hands. Lengthen. And do a little adjustment, maybe a little wobble from side to side just to get comfortable. If your heels don't reach the ground, you could raise one heel. As you press one heel down, bending one knee. Just working from one side to the other, bending one knee, raising one heel. Or you could just stay pressing both heels into the ground. Again, let's rest, knees to ground. We'll sit back on the heels. Just allow the body to get comfortable. You could rest your right hand inside your left, maybe even close your eyes, just focus inwardly as you listen to the spring birds making the sounds. Let's return. Tabletop position, shoulder width apart, breathe in, cow. Again, press back, down dog. This time we're going to raise into a three-legged dog, so pressing one heel into the ground, stretching one leg out long and lengthened. Stretching both shoulders away from both hands, both hips away from the shoulders, lengthen through that back leg, stretch out. Pressing that extra weight into the right foot, or whichever foot you have resting on the floor. Press the heel into the ground, use that weight. Return the leg back to down dog. Again, get comfortable. On the in-breath, raise your second leg. So again, using that extra bit of weight, press heel into ground, still pressing the hips away from the hands. Pressing that back leg out long and lengthened. Focus in on your breath. Returning back to down dog, hips pressing back, and then back onto your knees. We're going to sit back again at heels. Now if you wanted to go into child's pose here, you could. What I'm choosing for you today, or choosing today, is to just sit back on the heels, get comfortable. Again, you could close your eyes and just focus inwardly, focus in on your breath. Perhaps check in with the body, check in with the neck. I'm going to come back in onto all fours. Hands at the front edge of your mat. Bring your feet this time toward the back edge of the mat as you press back. Lowering the chest to the ground, looking forward. And as you breathe in, bring your body weight forward, lower your thighs to the ground, look up. Shoulders are pulling away from the ears. In breath up, and out breath back again. Looking forward. So in breath forward. So coming into that cobra type style position and into your heart melting posture. You may know it as, or extended puppy. So we're working from one to the other. Flow with your breath. Now if you, like myself, have lower back issues, for the majority of people I don't think they realise that I've in fact got 2 prolapsed discs in my lower back. Now I work within my limitations. I would recommend, if you have any kind of conditions, firstly you check with your doctors, make sure it's okay for you to do these exercises. But you may find gently working through these exercises may help just to ease up your back. And I put this one together. This works well for me. It may not work for you, so always best to get some private tuition with these things if you have conditions. Anyhow, so we're going to come up onto tabletop position. We're going to come into an extended lunge. You may drop your knee to the floor if you wish, or when I say extended lunge, I mean lower lunge. I'm going to bring the hands into a prayer position. We're going to just focus in. Like I say, you could have your knee on the floor, but let's focus in on the breath. In through the nose, out through the nose, if that's okay with you. You could close your eyes and just focus inwardly. extending your back heel back, straightening that back leg. Let's replace the knee to the floor, come on back down. Breathe in, cow. Let's do the same on the other side, so the second leg comes forward. Again, extend through that back leg. Back heel stretches out long and lengthened. Again, on this side, like the other, you can come down onto your knee, or you can stay into that lower lunge. You can also bring your hands into a prayer position. Focus again on your breath. If you wish to close your eyes, and do. So on the out breath, we're going to release the arms down. Bring that knee back to the floor, tabletop position. It's going to do a cat stretch. Check in with the neck. Allow movement where it's needed. Breathe in, cow. And we're going to step that first leg forward again. Hands onto knee. This time we're going to bring the arm through. Again into that prayer position, if this is okay for you. Stretching the back leg long and lengthened. Think about the length through the crown of the head, down through the back foot. Think of your front thigh level with the floor, like a tabletop. On the in-breath, we're going to come back to that prayer position, lower lunge. If you find yourself toppling a little, don't worry. Just gently bring yourself back up. Just lower the hands, lower the knees. Let's breathe in, cow. While the leg steps forward, so let's do the same. So again, we can bring the hand onto the knee. You could lower the knee to the ground. We're going to reach through, opposite elbow over opposite knee. Again into that prayer position. Stretching out through the back leg. So as before, using your breath as you breathe out. You may find your body allows a small fraction of change, a small extra twist. But if you change position, change slowly. And with your in-breath, we're going to come back to that lower lunge, prayer position with the hands. Again, if you topple, don't worry, just come on back. Lower the hands to the ground, lower the knee to the ground, back into cat stretch. Let's bring ourselves into a seated position. Shift the feet towards the front of the mat. Let's lengthen till press the hands into the ground. You'll notice it's a staff pose, but breathe in, arms come up, float forward, and then back up again. So we're going to bend one knee in, open the knee up to the side, and then float forward. Again, take hold of the foot, the leg, whichever you can grab a hold of. Ease back up on the in-breath. Again, switching legs. Other leg opens out. And again, as you breathe out, fold forward. Just touching base with these positions. So extending out both legs, stretch the arms up long, reach forward, take a hold of the feet. Good. This time we're staying, breathe in, lengthen, look up. Give a little wiggle of the hips if you like, just to help things to relax. Breathe out, lower back down. In breath, extend and lengthen back up. So let's take the first leg in, placing the base of the foot against your inner thigh, raise the arms up, breathing in. Breathing out, grab a hold of your foot or shin, whatever you can grab a hold. So you could use a towel, an old tie to wrap around the foot to help you stay down there. Breathe in, coming back up. Again, switching legs. Float the arms up. And again, float forward. Grab a hold of the foot, the shin. But again, using an old strap of some sort around the foot, you can help to hold yourself down there. The more time we spend here, the easier it becomes, the more the body accepts. So again, with both legs extended out, we're going to bend forward, In fact, we're going to stop it right there. That was about 24:10. Reaching further forward. So again, the out breath allowing you just to ease forward a little more. Let's breathe in, float the arms up. So we're going to bring in the first leg. Inner thigh, reaching forward, out breath. Bind with the foot, take a hold, breathe in, lengthen. Breathe out, reach further. So again, you could use a band, a towel, or even a stretchy band. But in each breath, lengthening tall, but out breath, reaching further forward. Making small progressions as you work. Not overdoing it, taking your time. There is no rush. You'll find with daily practice, your body naturally allows you to progress. So we're switching sides, switching legs. Other leg in now. Doing the same again. With each in-breath, lengthening. Each out-breath, folding forward just a little bit further. Think of lengthening the spine though. It's not a rounded back. You may notice my back's a little rounded in this video, but what we're aiming for is a nice lengthened spine. So you can see I'm still got improvements to make. We all have our strengths and our weaknesses. Breathe in, just lengthen back up. Take the hands to the side of the body. Lengthen the spine tall, staff pose. Stretch the legs out, lengthen the body tall. Lift up, hands press into the ground. Check in with the neck a little if you need to. We're going to reach those arms further back. We're going to place some weight into the hands. Fingertips are spread wide, shoulders are comfortable, shoulders pulling away from the ears. We're going to press into the ground with the hands. We're going to allow the hips to raise up, bodies raise up off the ground. Toes are pulled back. Now you can stay looking down your legs as you focus, but make sure the shoulders are pulling away from the ears. We're staying for 6 breaths here. You could rest the head back if you wish. Focusing in on your breath, so your in-breath, your out-breath. Remember, each breath in takes 5 seconds, each breath out 5 seconds. Let's release down. Return to staff pose, body tall, hands at the side of the body. Let's breathe in, float the arms up and forward fold. Take hold of the feet. Toes are turned back, breathe in, lengthen up, peel the shoulders back. And as you breathe out, fold forward. In breath, we lengthen back up. Again, placing the hands on the floor, shift your body. Get yourself comfortable on the mat. Extend the arms out. So I'm going to tuck the legs back into those butterfly wings. Feet together, knees wide. Let's bring those legs back in. Let's try this also, knees together, feet wide. Another good place for resting if your lower back is aching a little. Or we can stretch the legs out. Let's lengthen out. See if we're comfortable. Let's stretch the hands overhead. Again, we're going to raise our way up into seated position, one leg raised, but this time we're staying. We're going to interlace the fingers around the leg. We're going to lengthen tall. We're going to sit, bring ourselves more into a seated position. Check in with the spine, the neck. Get comfortable in your seat. And if you're able to, as you breathe out, you'll find your leg will come closer to you. Bending your knee. Let's bring your knee into close to the chest. It's easy our way back down. Let's do the same on the other side. So again, raising back up, legs straight, interlace fingers around the leg. And again, lifting tall into your seat, leg straightens, toes pull back. Again, we're going to bend the knee in towards the chest, grab a hold of the foot, ease our way back down onto the mat. Stretch out, lengthen out. So let's bend one knee in towards the chest, let's roll onto the side. Take hold of that foot, opposite hand to opposite foot, or you can grab a hold of the top leg. Grabbing a hold of the leg somewhere or the foot, we're going to ease the head back down, we're going to ease the shoulder back down to the ground. Once you've got comfortable, we're going to raise your top arm up, point to the sky. Now it is not important that you get your hand to the floor here. It is not important that your hand touches the floor. However, I want you to focus in on lowering the shoulder to the ground. And as you breathe out, you may find your body allows you just a bit further. Let's ease back on in, tuck the knee into the chest, just roll onto your back. So we're going to do the same on the other side. So shift on the mat if you need to, bring the knee into the chest, take hold of the foot, extend the leg out. You can grab a hold of the leg rather than the foot if you wish. So again, get comfortable, and then we're going to ease back down to the ground. Head touches the ground, and then when you're comfortable there, float the arm up. I'm going to float the shoulder back down to the ground. Like I say, the shoulder's heading to the ground. Some of you may get the whole arm to the floor, but remember, it's not important that your hand touches the ground. It's more important the shoulder does. Make sure the shoulder gets there before the hand. Otherwise, all you're doing is using your shoulder to meet with the floor with your hand. But again, as you breathe out, allowing your body to ease just that little bit further. But again, let's bring that knee into the chest, bring your body back up. Come back into the center of your mat. And extend your arms out, extend your legs out. So let's tuck one knee in, let's tuck the second knee in. Let's roll into a ball. Check in with the neck, check in with the body. Giving the knees a hug. And again, resting. Butterfly wings, feet together, knees wide. So you could, if you've got some lower back issues or pain, discomfort, you could bring your knees together and your feet wide. Or we can stretch out, lengthen out, whichever is most comfortable for you. You're going to take some time now just to relax as you prepare for the rest of today. Or if you're doing this just before you go to sleep, preparing yourself for a good night's sleep. Feel free to use this as a workout in the morning when you wake up, or before you go to bed at night, or if you just need some time out and away from whatever's going on in your life. So if you're ready to, we're going to start to allow some movement through the body. Hands, maybe fingers start to wiggle, toes start to wiggle. Maybe even allowing your knees to bend, get yourself comfortable. Tucking the knees into the chest. Maybe even giving your knees a bit of a hug, checking with the neck, the body. Just roll onto one side. Bring yourself into a seated position. Either sitting on a block or a cushion, cross-legged or legs outstretched. And then we'll walk the hands forward, allow the head to bow forward. Feel a bit of a stretch along the muscles and along the spine. As you breathe out, relax into place. As you breathe out, you may find your body just eases off a bit more and you ease a little further forward. And then with your in-breath, ease your way back up, seated position. Great work, team. So whatever you're doing with the rest of today, hopefully it's a peaceful one. Until next time, Namaste. Okay team, I forgot to say, remember to like or give us a thumbs up. Give us a thumbs up, Hannah.
Oh, I'm holding a potato peeler.
Oh no. So give us a potato peeler and don't forget to subscribe. If you subscribe, then at least when the next video is released, you'll be notified.